Us. We are going to be checking in with Fox 32 colleague Tia Ewing. She has been on this story. She's been covering it. It feels like for weeks now. I'm not sure. Maybe she'll have to to correct me on that. But you remember the story: a blind Chicago man's emotional support dog was stolen back in June. Still no sign of this poor pup, this poor gentleman. He's trying to find his dog. Tia Ewing's been covering it. She's going to join us right now to talk about this. And Tia, you have an update, a kind of a twofold update, right? You've got an update on the GoFundMe where they're raising money. And also, you were telling me earlier that something about hiring a pet detective for this case. Is that right?
Yeah, yes, that is true. They are talking about hiring a pet detective using some of that GoFundMe money to do just that, to try to track down Angel Santiago's dog, Bam Bam. So far, no sightings of Bam Bam. The scam calls keep coming in, and so they have set up an email address to find Bam Bam where people can go and report tips if they've seen the dog and report those tips anonymously to kind of prevent people from calling Angel's phone and making up these stories that they've seen the dog. So we are here right now at the police station where they are actively trying to get police to investigate this. In addition to that, they're going to start doing flyering events where they're going to hit up different parts of the city and just bombard that area with flyers as they look for Bam Bam. What's really interesting about this case is that our story has really gotten the attention of people all over the world, and people really in our own backyard. So the woman that's here with him right now is actually a NICU nurse, saw our story. She was working out, was emotionally moved by it, and decided that she wanted to step in and help Angel Santiago. So it's her, and there was like 4 other women that have really surrounded him to provide support and help him get some of the things that he needs done. Angel is blind, so he's limited on some of what he can actually do. So they kind of like been his guide. So this lady, her name is Amy, she picked him up today, brought him to the police station, and then tomorrow they're going to gather again to figure out where they're going to start doing these flyering events. But Saturday will be the first one where they descend on a Chicago neighborhood and literally flood that neighborhood with flyers, hoping that Bam Bam is found. They do want people to know that if you do have the dog, that even though police are going to get involved, that there will be a pet detective, etc., they have no intent on charging anyone. They just want the dog brought back, and they're just trying to figure out where this Dotson mix could possibly be. So
And when you say they're gonna pass around these flyers, are you talking about what's her name, Amy, and 4 other women? People always want to help in these stories.
Yeah.
Do they need people resources to go and pass out flyers and whatnot?
So they're going to be updating all of this information on the GoFundMe page, telling people where they will be. So if anybody out there is interested in volunteering and helping, if they follow the GoFundMe page for Angel Santiago, and it is on our website too right now, they will be able to help in any capacity that they want. If that means volunteering, if that means financial support, it will be available, and they can step up and do that. I mean, this is one of those stories, I've covered a lot of stories over my years of doing this job, but I've never had a story where people have felt this emotionally moved to really want to step up and help. And I mean, I'm talking about all kinds. I'm talking about people being killed,
Of course.
as deep as that. And this is one of those stories where everyone feels like this was an injustice to Angel Santiago. He is blind, and it's people all over the world. I got an email yesterday from someone in California that was asking, how can I support him? How can I help? Angel does not want money. So this GoFundMe was set up by Amy. She got his blessing to do it. And the only reason that he even said okay to it was once she started talking about the pet detective and using a drone team and all this stuff. Otherwise, he was not for anybody spending money. And he does want people to know that if they do not use all of that money that was raised, which they probably won't, that money will be donated to an animal rights group or something like that, whatever is left over. So
What you were just talking about, all these stories that you've covered and how emotional people, what does this do for you? You're getting all these emails. This story just continue, it's not over yet. It just kind of continues. You're doing follow-ups. What does this do to you, Tia Ewing, as the person?
It makes me feel like, honestly, I don't really know. I feel like Angel is really like a little like an angel, you know. I mean, to learn that Angel wasn't always blind, right? Angel suffers from glaucoma. 3 years ago he could see. So this is not like, you know, this wasn't like something he could control. It wasn't like he was born blind. To see how people are surrounding him, when he told me some of his stories of how he's been mistreated because he's blind, and we've heard people say, you know, when you have different disabilities that you're mistreated, or, you know, you're not treated well. So to be able to like see that our story has helped other people to want to help is very moving. But honestly, our work isn't done. It will be another angel that will come around in another form. It just, if anything, it makes me feel like, who else out there can we help next? Who else out there will need the same kind of attention that Angel needs? And so I guess that's what really drives me anyways to do this job, is to help other people. So now I'm like, okay, so once we finish with Angel, who's next?
Yeah.
Who can we help next?
And there will be, and
so
you'll
I
do
guess
a
that's
great
what
job.
it does for me.
Yeah. All right. Well, Tia, well, we appreciate you, you know, being the voice for the story and keeping it alive and keeping it going, because like you said, Bam Bam is still out there. Bam Bam has not been found. So we'll look for your reports on Fox 32 on our newscast at 4, 5, and 9. Thank you, Tia.
All right, perfect. No
Thank
problem.
you.
Thank you.
All right. So